bit of background. The Klondike Goldfields is poorly understood. Anyway, as a background, so the company is working out of Dawson City in the Yukon. We have the entirety of what we call the Klondike District Gold Project, which is a nearly 600 square kilometer one property. Basically, most of that we own it 100% with no royalties. It covers the entirety of what everyone would know as the historic Klondike Goldfields. So there's been 20 million ounces of gold mined from alluvial gravels over the last 125 years. Until now, no one's found a source. What we've discovered, we've made a series of discoveries over the last several years. We have multi-kilometer gold mineralization, and within 2 of those zones, we're going to produce the first ever mineral resource out of the Klondike in the next couple of months coming. So we're in the Klondike. We live in Dawson. We drive to work in Dawson. It's a fantastic place to work, winter and summer. Capital structure, we have 145 million shares issued. We currently trade at 16 cents for about $22 million. We're about to have the first ever resource, as I said. We are drilling with money that we have now to expand what will be our first ever mineral resource. And so basically, if you're buying now, you're going to get at least 2 mineral resources worth in terms of the first one, and there'll be a second update early in 2023. Strangely enough, it's really weird. When I looked at this, I originally was invited to look at this project. I wasn't the CEO. It was an external look in 2014. And then I met Brett Cook at the PDAC in March 2015. I hadn't been in the field. I described to him my impression of the property. There's lots of gold sitting around. Nobody can find any. That's nuts. Somebody should go look. Brett described it more or less. Brent, at the end of it, kind of talked to me and said, oh, okay, I don't know, I'm skeptical. Well, we've done 7 years of geoscience systematically since then, and we have an enormous background to start with. So basically, no significant bedrock discovered in the Klondike. Come on. From 1896 to 1960, there was lots discovered, and it was recognized there was gold in the bedrock. However, again, going back to what Jay was saying, gold price was fixed at between $20 and $35 an ounce. Nobody was interested in open pitting anything because that wasn't economic, and they left it alone. And then from 1980 to 2014, it was basically the same exploration group and a series of different companies, didn't find anything, published papers and said, there is no gold in the bedrock. It's all eroded away. There's nothing to see here. Move along. So when I was invited to look at it in 2014, I thought there was an incredible opportunity to go prove that their geologic model was wrong, and if that was the case, there would be immense opportunity for more. Obviously, we're going to have a first resource, so we proved that correct. Looking at 100, so the idea was basically the previous people said it was 160 million year old gold mineralization. What if it isn't? Well, it is clearly, like from a geological perspective, it's much younger than that, 100 million years, and at 100 million years, it puts it in the same tectonic event that created the California Mother Lode Belt and the Kolyma Belt in Russia. Both of those, California built the US, Klondike built Canada, and Kolyma has built Russia since the Soviet era. And both of those, all 3 of them have huge placer gold deposits. California, 43 million ounces in placer. And since then, they found 120 million ounces in bedrock. Kolyma, nearly 100 million ounces of placer, 240 million ounces mined in bedrock. There's 6 huge mines there now, producing money for Russia to do crazy things with. Klondike, 20 million ounces of gold sitting on surface, recovered from gravel, and none? No, not a chance. On the endowment multiples, we're looking for something in the order of 50 to 60 million ounces still left out there to document. Again, is it 100 million years of age or not? I don't know, but Pogo next door to us, which is an orogenic gold deposit just across the border in Alaska, is dated at 100 million years. Coffee was dated by the same people that I'm talking about that were working in the Klondike. They said it was Jurassic. It's not. It's been dated by Newmont at 100 million years. This entire belt of orogenic gold mineralization is at 100 million years, which is the sweet spot worldwide for gold. What we've done, again, this is a synthesis of 7 years of geoscience in one map. On the left is the previous thinking, and that's the official Canadian geology map of the Klondike. Shockingly, it hasn't been mapped. On the right is our map. And basically, if you have an orogenic gold deposit, you need faults. On the left map, there are no faults. That's crazy. It's just really crazy. So what we've mapped are at least 4 separate tectonic thrusts. These are deep crustal thrusts. They run 50 kilometers each along the length of the belt. They're gold mineralized from one end to the other everywhere, in every layer of geochemistry, rocks, geophysics, whatever. But there's gold mineralization everywhere. We've shown this to a bunch of academics, and we are now partnered in the US and Canada with a whole group that are doing a variety of research. They're coming to the Klondike next week. Notably, it's Colorado School of Mines partnering with CASERM and applying for a National Science Foundation grant for globally important research on mineral deposits. And we're doing likewise with NSERC in Canada. I'm really excited about this because this is going to document what we suspect strongly is that we're in a sweet spot for gold. It's also going to give us research activities that are going to let us drill more gold. As a really fast resume of what I've done in 7 or 8 years, or what our team has done, we've made a discovery basically every year. Everything in red is discovery holes. The first 19 that were drilled on the property in 2015, 14 of them hit visible gold. We made 2 different discoveries, one of them that we're going to have a resource on this coming months. So again, it just makes nonsense of the idea that all this is rotted away and there's no gold left. What it looks like is a map, and I've shown this before. On the upper side of the slide is Bonanza Creek. That's the Discovery Creek, and on the bottom is El Dorado Creek. We've discovered the Lone Star Zone that's directly uphill of Bonanza Creek. It's exactly where you would go and look for a bedrock gold deposit if the gold is in the creeks below it. And lo and behold, that is an outcropping zone. We're going to estimate 900 meters of that as our first mineral resource, but we have 5 kilometers of gold in drill holes that we still have to expand into to expand our mineral resource. On the Stander side, again, we have 200, that's just above El Dorado Creek. It's high-grade gold. It's just uphill of the creek. It's where you would go and look for it if anybody bothered. And we're going to use portions of that as a mineral estimate as well. This is what the Lone Star Zone looks like. These are basically orogenic gold veins that dip in the plane of the slope down towards Bonanza Creek. It's perfect. The mineralization dips with the slope. So this is a beautiful open pit we can literally dig up with a backhoe. And the highest grades outcrop at surface. This is what both of these look like, basically draped on a hillside projection. The red blobs are most of what we're going to estimate. Where we are drilling to expand right now is on the Stander Zone in this nearly 1 kilometer gap in between 2 zones of mineralization. And again, these are outcropping at surface, so 3 grams over 21 meters, 5 grams over 8 meters, whatever. We're hitting mineralization, assays to follow, and mineral resource coming soon. So this one is for Jay, and this is a compendium of the mag. And those yellowy, waspy lines, the scale bar on this is 50 kilometers. There's gold mineralization all the way through this on multiple zones. Every one of these structures has been mineralized. It's not necessarily there's ore there or anything like that, but we have an enormous amount of work to do, and I can see where 50 million ounces could be in this district. We own the entirety of it. There's a lot of exploration left. Maiden resource coming a couple of months. We have applied for placer mining permits, and that would allow us potentially to do something development-wise a lot more quicker than a bedrock gold deposit mine. Thank you very much.